Welcome to Wine School.
Hangover edition.
Hangover edition. I'm Mike. Always with me, Eric. We got Chris, Jesse, Glenn, Jewel, and Brad. And we are going to do some blind tasting. Literally, blind tasting. All right, so this is the party trick. This is the one that separates the men from the boys, the ballers and players from the junior varsity. The ability to take a glass of wine and figure out what it is, where it's from, how old it is, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna all do this together.
Well, but we gotta write it on a piece of paper.
No. We're just gonna talk to it. And by the way, in order to pass, higher level sommelier certifications and other wine certifications, you need to be able to do this. And there's a very deductive process, and we're not going to go through the whole deductive process, but I'm going to teach you guys enough of the basics to let you know that this isn't a magic trick. This isn't something that only special people can do.
It's not as hard as you think it is.
It's not as hard as you think it is.
Doesn't take
exactly. It does.
It's not magic?
It's not magic.
I thought it was magic.
I was pretty sure.
I'm leaving. Forget it.
Yeah.
But
if a Swedish guy can do it, it can't be that hard.
We'll see about that.
It looks like magic when you do it in a bar. That's all I'm saying.
Let's do it.
But it truly is one of those things that anyone can do with practice. There's nothing special about it. It's just a lot of practice and a very deductive approach. So we're not going to do the whole deductive approach, but we'll do some of the basics. So first things first is let's look at it. We'll see what we can decipher from looking at it.
It's wine.
It's wine. It's a red. It's a red wine.
It's a red.
It's very dark.
But it's dark.
Okay, so that's awesome.
Is it a Malbec?
It's not thin-bodied. It's very full-bodied.
It is not a thin-bodied grape. So that's one thing that we can glean from it. So let's take it. Let's twist it around the rim of our glass, and let's look at the tears on it. How are the tears?
Pretty thick.
Crocodile tears.
They're pretty thick, right?
Yeah.
So what does that tell us?
It's a good wine.
No. Well, it could. It could be a good wine.
I don't know what that means.
It means that the alcohol level is pretty high.
Great.
It's-
This is a hangover.
Which means it's a good wine.
No,
there you go, right? I think she nailed it.
Totally nailed it.
Right, but it's
Good
also
wine.
eliminated 80% of the wines out there.
Yep.
Well, for sure.
80% of the reds.
Good versus bad, or high
And not
alcohol?
only that, if
Same
it's
difference.
high alcohol, that
Is it
means that
bitter?
the grape must have gotten really, really ripe, which means that they must have been grown somewhere that was really, really hot.
Oh, okay.
So now we know it's a dark skinned grape.
Is it like a Mediterranean, like a more tropical place, or was it more of like a
Well,
dry?
We don't know.
or
We
is
don't
it-
know.
Oh,
We don't know. We
Could
could
be
probably
California,
we
could
could
be
probably
South
rule
America.
out Germany.
Okay.
You know,
Well, it's not Russian River Valley right now.
we
It's
could
Russia,
we,
okay.
we could probably rule out France. I mean, it's
Is it a Hades 2014? I'm just curious.
Is it
it
Pruner?
is not. Okay, so
No,
now
this is
now
great.
let's
Okay, what do you do next?
so now let's smell it and see what kind of smells we get on the nose.
Oh, nice bouquet.
Cherry, definitely.
It's fruity. It's also peppery.
Yeah,
it's,
sherry, I know.
It's
Yeah.
acidic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smells like red.
All right.
Smells
So
like
let's
red.
break this down. You said pepper.
Pepper.
I said
Got pepper.
peppery,
And-
acidic.
Got pepper.
Okay. So let's explore pepper for a second. What kind of pepper? Is it black pepper, white pepper, green
Black
bell
pepper.
pepper,
Black.
Black pepper.
I'd say
Red
black,
pepper.
but
red pepper? Okay, I'm with you actually on this one,
you
Jesse. I think it's more
red
that
pepper?
red pepper or green bell pepper. It's more of a vegetable pepper than like a black pepper for me. And so, what type of grapes tend to have that green bell pepper, that red
Wouldn't
bell
it be
pepper?
a Pinot, like an earthier type
Well,
of?
Pinot would be probably a lot lighter, but it could be. But generally speaking, there's one family of grapes that tends to have really that strong
Well,
green
now
bell
we
pepper.
have to have knowledge.
Cabernet.
Number 5.
Malbec.
It's Cabernet. So the Cabernet family of grapes tends to, on average, be more likely to have that green bell pepper. And so the Cabernet family is Cab Franc, Cab Sauvignon, Merlot, Malbec.
Yeah, Merlot.
Those.
Malbec is a cab.
Yeah, it's
Grape?
okay. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
cab. It's related.
I
It's
didn't know
related
that. I
to
just
Yeah.
learned that.
Mhm. So, all right. So we got the green bell pepper. Now, what else did we get on that? I get vanilla
Oh yeah.
for
Little
Jay
little
Yeah.
vanilla. Yeah.
on
I get
this.
vanilla and cherry for sure.
I think there's some kind of fruit though. It's like vanilla Coke.
It's vanilla Coke is a good description. So vanilla means what? Eric, you know this.
Oak.
It's been aged to shit in oak. So it's highly oaked Cabernet family grape.
It smells like a cranberry as well.
Zombie.
Okay. But now let's drink
That's a
it.
great song.
It's one of my favorites.
She's got the right guess for it.
That's
Are
right.
you singing the cranberries?
Of course, she just said the cranberries. We're riffing off each other. She's got the white wine dress. She's got the red
Shit's
wine
going
dress.
It's very
down.
vanilla.
Okay.
It's very
Stay with
vanilla.
us, man.
It's
Shit's
rock and roll
happening.
wines, but it's
Shit's
not adult contemporary 40s.
That video still haunts me. I'm just saying.
Alright, let's drink in on this and
Definitely
see what we get.
All right.
Very vanilla.
I didn't like it at
So
first.
it
It started
definitely,
growing.
so it definitely has
Kind of
the
growing on me too. I
tannins
didn't. I
of,
smelled it and I was like,
cab.
oh.
Okay, so
So it
you're
definitely has the tannins, the dryness in your mouth.
so
of
it's
the
got
cab.
a lot of tannins. We know it's Cabernet family. So this is where a little knowledge is
But
helpful.
it's not
but
super dry. It's
And I'm not getting a really
like
strong
a.
alcohol.
I think it's like a 6
Really?
or
You don't
7.
think?
No.
okay, so
I'm
try
definitely getting alcohol. I'm gonna pass it up.
Well, compared to rum, it's-
so try this. This is how you can kind of tell how much
Yeah.
alcohol is in something.
Let me know. Just,
Okay.
Take a little sip of wine,
Alright, I got you.
and then right after the sip,
I won't embarrass you.
inhale and feel if it sort of you get a burning in the back of your throat. So try it.
Not as much as I would love.
Say what now? What did she say?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
it's pretty hot.
I don't either.
Yeah.
You don't get
I-
it. You don't
I'm
get.
getting
You don't
it.
get heat on this.
No,
No.
you gotta blow the air right after
Yeah.
you drink, right?
Yeah, this definitely has heat on it. I would say this wine is 14.5% alcohol. I would guess.
Like
And that would make sense.
So it's
'cause
nothing like the Everclear I was drinking right before the episode.
Right.
It's no.
No,
So
you're
not,
wrong.
not quite as high
If
as
this
that.
crew likes it, that means it's high alcohol.
Oh, sweet.
No,
Now I
It's
do.
growing on
Okay,
me.
so now we know it's Cab family. We know it's been really overaged in oak. We know it's from a warm climate. What type of typical wines would fit that bill? Would it be anything in
Merlot.
France? Merlot would fit that bill from where?
France.
Probably not France though, because we
Probably
know it's
California.
yeah, California.
California
Could be
Merlot.
California Merlot. What else could it be?
I'd go Malbec.
Go ahead. Jill?
Cab
Could be Cab Sav. Absolutely.
I'm still thinking Malbec.
You're still thinking
I'm
Malbec?
on Malbec.
Okay.
Is Argentina a warm climate?
It's very warm
Yeah.
some places, yes.
It is a lot of times though that those Malbecs are grown high at altitude up against the Andes, and so they tend to have a bit more acid on them.
So
I
it's
think
more like Chile?
Not
or
enough
does-
acid.
yeah.
flatter-
I think
Yeah.
to your
Okay.
point,
This is just
Okay.
if it was a
taxes.
Malbec, the only place it would
Be
be
more
from,
acidic.
It would be more acidic.
Got
This is all fruit, right? This
Yep,
is all
I agree.
fruit and oak and fruit and oak. There's very little acid, boatload of tannins.
So it can't. So you're saying that you've eliminated Argentina on that.
I've
basis.
eliminated
Yeah.
Argentina. Jules saying it's a California Cab Sav. I think that's
Good
a
call.
good call. I think California is a good place to put this. It's
Yeah.
clearly not from France.
What about the inky blackness? Does that show up in other wines? Because you were talking about that with the Merlot earlier.
It does, and so that means it's a dark skinned grape. It's not a Pinot. It's not a Nebbiolo.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Is
a.
there anywhere else that it could be that has a warm climate?
Could be Australia. Could be Australia, right?
Okay, well, I'm just trying to look at the possibilities
No,
so I can
fair-
eliminate
fair.
them.
Yeah, no, I think this is the deductive process.
Right.
Is for me when
Well,
I
it's
blind
strictly
taste,
logic,
it's
right?
it's more saying like, okay, it's not this because, and then I'm sort of left with it has to be X.
Well, how many wine-producing regions generally are there? About like 20.
in a blind tasting, you would only have like the typical ones, right? You could probably go to Bulgaria
Well,
and
no
find
one's
like
gonna
a
whip
Bulgarian
out wine from
yeah.
like Venezuela on an island, right? Like and try to fuck you with it.
It's
I'm
not
just
like
saying
Pernod
that generally
you made
it's
yourself.
Yeah,
Argentina, Chile, New Zealand, Australia,
South Africa,
South
France,
Africa,
Germany.
French- yeah,
We can pretty
there's
much
a top
rule
20.
out Europe, I think, on this
Oh,
this
yeah.
wine. Europe, Spain gets pretty hot, right?
Long
That's
Island.
a
It could
bit
be
of-
Long Island. It gets hot there sometimes.
Yeah, Long Island's
Do they ever
also,
try
but
to
generally
bump-
speaking, it's more cold,
Do
right?
they-
It'd be a little more acidic.
Yeah.
You grow a lot
Do you
of
have a hard-
Cabernet Sauvignon in Spain though.
They don't.
That's
They don't.
yeah.
So you would
that's up.
you would say we think it's from the Cab family.
I know it's from the Cab family because I'm already getting a headache from it. No, because the tannins, man.
The Hangover edition.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's dig a little bit more into it and say the tannins, and this is where a little knowledge comes in. If you have Merlot versus Cab, one of those has much bigger tannins. Which one is it?
Cab.
The Cab.
So
Merlot
it
is
could
sort of
be a
like
blend too, though.
what's that?
It could be a blend.
Could be a blend. Could be blend, but I wouldn't have done that to make
It's
it
a
bigger.
trick.
This is a one
Do they
single
do that
varietal
to you
wine.
and give you blends?
Not when you're taking tests. I do, like, sometimes in bars, like, people will be like, ha 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 ha, you didn't get this one. And I'm like, I called Merlot, and they're like, it's only 40% Merlot. I'm like, well, okay,
Yeah, but like
all right.
And then you shoot them, and you're like, there's only 40% brass. The rest of it is steel.
But like a Bordeaux would be a blend almost.
A
always,
Bordeaux
right?
would be
Yeah.
a blend, yeah. But a Bordeaux is a blend of all the Cabernet family
Right,
grapes,
right.
right? So
But
you still
that's
get that
the
great
breakdown,
bell pepper.
yeah, yeah.
But I think when you drink any European wine, you're going to get a lot more earth. This is all fruit and vanilla.
So,
Yeah.
what is
So
it?
I think California or Australia is a good call.
So
I
how
think.
do you differentiate then to make your final call?
Do they grow a lot of Cabernet and Merlot in Australia?
I don't think they do at all.
They do some, but they're certainly not
I
what
think
they're
they're
known for.
more
Do they
Shiraz.
grow?
I think they do
Pinot.
Shiraz.
Pinot they do for
Yeah,
Do they do Cabernet and Merlot in California?
they do tons of it.
They do shitloads of it, right? So it's probably a safe
More
bet to
likely.
say
So it's a percentage guess.
it's a percentage guess.
Yeah.
And then let's say, is it Merlot or is it Cab?
I would go with Cab.
Cab.
I would lean
Okay.
towards cab.
So now the last question is, how old is this? And so there's two ways to figure that out. So one is tilt the glass and see how much variation there is against the rim. There's none, right? The color
So
just
very
runs
young.
right. It's very young. And does it taste very young? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
fruit.
very
It
young,
doesn't
yeah.
taste age. So what's the current?
2012.
That's
current
what I was going to
release?
go with.
2012. So we call it a 2012 California Cab.
Cab Sauv.
Right.
Does that sound
Let's
about
crack
right?
it out.
And you called the Cab Sav,
She
right?
called it
I'm
early.
with
Cab Sauv is
2013.
Do you want to call the maker too while we're at it?
It is
Pinot
it is
Pruno.
Camus Cabernet from Napa Valley, California, and the year is 2012.
Wow.
Wow.
Well done, well done, well done.
Wow.
Please don't tell me I win some
You
sherry.
win a glass of wine.
Oh,
You
God.
win. You win.
You win the rest of the bottle
You win a
to
bottle.
take home in the car on the way.
A bottle,
You won the
a bottle
hangover.
of sherry.
No
A
sherry.
bottle of sherry. So anyway, so that's blind tasting. So obviously, yeah, none of you guys are big experts in blind tasting.
Yeah, but you walked us through that.
Agreed.
Though. If you whipped out a white, now we're all clueless again.
Well, but the point is, anyone can do this with a little bit of practice. You learn that deductive process, and you trust your nose, you trust your gut. Like you were calling, like I think this is a Napa Cab, and you
It's
were
practice.
right from the get go.
Yeah, but now
I
that
drink a
we
lot of
know that, we
California
can
wine.
probably like now differentiate the reds, and we just need about 6 other ways to differentiate
Yeah,
them. And
that's
now-
exact-
So,
so
now
I-
we're going to hit it about.
so
So
I
we
have
need
like
more
5%
wine
of the
school.
time.
We need more wine school.
That's
Oh,
That's right. We need a wine degree from wine school.
Dang.
No wine degree.
Is there a certificate
I
available?
need a diploma. It's like
There you go.
I think I've been to
No
5
one
classes.
has yet graduated from wine school, but I have high hopes for the 6 of you. You
Thank
could be
you.
All I
the,
can
the
say
first.
is-
I will toast to that.
Cheers,
Yes.
All right, as
We
always,
celebrate
we're going
the-
out with 30 seconds of craziness. Tonight's craziness is
Jessica Downey, that would be me.
No, no,
And,
you're every night's
I'm every
craziness.
night's craziness.
All right. Tonight's craziness is
Diamond
Diamond Carter.
Let yourself be loved.